Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Laundry. 10 minutes. Washing. 40 minutes. Drying. 60 minutes. Putting away. 7 to 10 business days. 7 to 10 business days.
No, I'm not fucking good because my bitch ass sister and her fat fucking friends wanted to go get some fucking liquor and fucking blunts. So this fat bitch got in my fucking passenger seat. We went over a speed bump. I went over it slow and I got out my car and all I heard was like, what the fuck, bitch? Why you that fat? Fuck! Now I gotta get a whole fucking new tire because my motherfucking spare is on my other tire, and now I gotta buy a whole new tire because this fat bitch broke my fucking tire! I'm about to kill.
Hey, Mom. There's 4 men on the Titanic when it hits the iceberg. The waiter says we need to get to the lifeboats. The teacher says, what about the kids? The lawyer says, fuck those kids. The priest says, do you think we have time?
Oh my gosh, Brian.
This is how to talk to your friend's girlfriend when he's not around. Let's begin.
Hi, how are you today?
Shut up.
First thing you're going to want to do is put in a scoop of protein. Then you're going to want to add about a cup of almond milk to the mix. Then you're going to add some protein. And then I usually throw in a whole banana. Then we're going to add some protein. Now what I like to do, just for a little bit of taste, is add some protein. Then I usually add 1/2 of protein. Now of course it wouldn't really be a shake without some ice cubes. So we're going to add some protein, take some ice cubes, dip them in protein, throw them in the mix, then add some protein, and then, and only then, can you add some protein and blend. Now while you guys weren't looking, I actually went back and added some protein. Once everything's all blended, you can pour the contents out into a glass, add some protein, and now you can finally add some protein and enjoy your beverage. I forgot the protein.
White people used to be cool in America. Long time ago, dude. The height of white people being cool was us going, we're like, man. That was as cool as we got. We're like, man, see? Man. And then the day white people stopped being cool, it was Jackie Robinson's first game. You can look it up, dude. You can find it. You can find the radio call from that game online. You can hear the exact moment white people stopped being cool. You can hear the announcers. They still got, they're like, man. Welcome to Chicago, where the White Sox take on the Brooklyn Dodgers. And we all had cool white nicknames. Like, up at the mound is Old Curly. He's a 47-year-old alcoholic. He's the greatest athlete alive. Runs a 6-second 40-yard dash. Fastest man alive, they say. Then it happened, dude. And Jackie came up to the plate. You can hear the announcers like, meh. Coming up to the plate is a young colored boy from Brooklyn. No way he can hit Curly's pitch. Here comes the pitch. Fuck, home run. All right. That was it, dude. Jackie hit the ball so hard he knocked that voice out of all the whites. Not one of us has talked like that since, dude. One swing of the bat, we're like, meh. All right, yeah, that was pretty good. That was good.
So, 9/11. No, I mean, I've always wanted to have a conversation about it with people.
You've never talked to people about 9/11?
No, what's your stance?
What's my stance on 9/11? Anti. It was a tragedy. I mean, we lost 19 of our best guys.
Huh?
I got my balls to my butt, yeah. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Oh God, my balls. watching her man use a butter knife, face down, ass up, try and saw off his sack. Oh baby, fucking please just take me back. I grew my balls to my butthole, baby. Oh my God, what did I do? I can't take a dump, 'cause now my balls are blocking up my butthole. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on blue. Good God, I pulled too hard, now my scrotum's stretched out like a fucking yard. Glued my ball, it was inevitable, baby. This could have happened to anyone.
Let me ask you something.
Could happen to anybody.
Why? When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foos Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
And I'm Steph.
Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show, and a special thanks to you who subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow Foos. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our Instagram and TikTok at Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show, and listen at FOOBarshow.com, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we got a guest on the show, Milo Castillo.
Yes.
DJ extraordinaire here from the local area. I thought we were gonna have him on the here in the flesh, but we ended up going with the Zoom call. So it's gonna be a cool conversation about DJing, musicianship, and AI, and how that's going to be impacting the whole scene there worldwide. So stick around for that. Steph, I have laryngitis. There I said it.
You do.
Yeah, it sucks.
And you have been doing nothing but complaining for the last week.
Because I've had it for, today is day 7. On Monday of the previous week, or this last week. We're not doing this again.
Last week.
Yeah, I woke up with sore tonsils and a sore throat, and I'm like, fuck. So, on Wednesday, I was hoping to celebrate Juneteenth by going to Six Flags with my good buddy Charles, but that didn't happen because I was still sick. And so I thought I was getting better, and then Thursday it was just went to crap again, and I had to cancel our most recent show that was booked over in Redlands with the Shoelace Express. But I mean, yesterday we did this really cool thing. You want to hear about it?
Yeah. Yes.
So the band, we went to this, it's called the Den Studios here in Upland, not far from here.
Is it in a den?
Oddly enough, no. And it's just an office space with a few rooms. But the main room is where they set up like these really sick freaking like LED walls. There's these lights hanging off the ceiling and shit. It looks like a stage, like a professional fucking stage, like on SNL and shit. But everything around us, like the lights, the LED walls that are showing the visuals, all that shit was built by AI. It was written by AI, and pretty much all we're doing is doing what the AI is telling us to do. It even like printed out the storyboard for us, like what shot needs to go at what time. And so it just kind of did the whole direction and production for us. And it was by Bandwidth XF, one of those. I should know that. But they invited us over because they want to get this business going about like, what's a cost-effective way to get a band to come in and make like a pretty cool music video. And this is pretty much it. You just type in a few things, you send in the lyrics, they ask you a brief questionnaire about the song, and then you just feed it to the AI and it spits out all this cool stuff. And you just got yourself a music video. Of course, you got to go in there and record it, which is what we did. But it was a cool experience. We were there. I was there for like 8 hours. But man, that time flew by. But it was cool.
It does. When you're actually working, it flies by.
Yeah.
I remember when we did the music video here, and we only had a lot of amount of time.
Like
we still
4
couldn't get
or 5
everything.
hours.
We couldn't get everything done.
Yeah. It was for the same song, too. So this song, Nothing to Lose, that we have out right now, it's going to have 2 music videos once we get the final product for this one. And we'll post it up on Vivo, and it'll show up on our YouTube channel. So, stay tuned for that shit. But in the meantime, I'm happy to say, Steph, that it's only been 3 weeks since we've released this song. And it already has over 6,000 streams.
Nice.
That's pretty sick considering we're a bunch of nobodies. This is our first, debut single. I wasn't expecting much out of it, but
You're really trying to get on those
playlists. Yeah, those Spotify playlists. We've been getting a good response from those curators. So we'll throw it on the playlist. This will fit perfectly with the music that we already have on there right now.
Now, are you talking to them directly?
Yeah, I'm emailing them. I'm going on their Instagram and hitting them up and shit like that.
Okay,
So,
okay.
For those who are wondering why isn't anybody caring about my music? It's because you gotta really start talking to some people, not necessarily in person, but online you can find them. If you search for here's a tip for all the musicians out there. If you just go on Spotify and how in the search you could search for a band or a song title, in that same search you can just put under playlists, I'm searching for @gmail.com, and everybody who has an @gmail.com will pull up all the playlists that have that in their bio.
Really?
Yeah. Or you can type in @Yahoo or whatever.
So some non-professional email. You're talking about just a basic consumer
because
email.
a lot of these curators they're just regular people like me and you who have been really working really hard to get, tens of thousands of people to save their playlist on their Spotify account. And people like what they put out there and they trust them and they keep going back and playing all the new shit that they keep putting in there. So if you talk to these playlist curators and just say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I'm in a band, we just put out this song. We think that our music would fit in nicely with yours, with your playlist. Would you consider putting us on? Many of them will reply and say, yeah. Now, for those who are have thousands and thousands, 100,000 listeners, they'll probably say, okay, I could do it for a little fee, $15 for a month. Sure. I mean, they've been busting their ass to get to get people to subscribe to their shit. So they've probably been paying for ad space to promote their playlist. So I can see where they're coming from. And $15 to get several hundreds, maybe even thousands of streams, I think it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It's just part of the whole marketing perspective of putting yourself out there.
Well, I mean, that's part of the business. You have to allot a certain amount for marketing. I mean, it's just you have to do it yourself. You don't have a marketing person.
You don't have a label.
That's you.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people don't take into consideration. The marketing aspect of it costs money.
And people wonder, why isn't anybody listening to my music? It's because you're not putting in the work.
Yeah.
And sometimes I kick myself saying, am I doing enough? The answer is always no, but you got to deal with that and you got to live with that. And that's what sucks about it.
Yeah. It's a 24-hour job.
Yeah. It's
constant.
It's never going to be enough, but that's the reality. And you just have to be okay with that.
Right.
So that's just one of those things. It's a lot of work, but it feels good knowing that, this for the last 3 weeks, not a long time, we've gotten 6,000 people, mainly in the US too, because you can get these fucking playlists that would play you in Uzbekistan. That's a bot. Those are bots. Those aren't real streams. And even then a label won't take you seriously if you're just being played in non-major markets. And you're just getting scammed too, especially if you're paying to be on those playlists.
You have to tap that European market too.
Oh yeah, so our 3 big countries right now is the US, Germany, and the UK. That's where you want to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty happy about it. These are legit streams because I've seen some horror stories there from other musicians about that kind of shit.
Bots.
Yeah, bots are really ruining people, man. It's sad, but they take advantage of those who don't know any better. Mm-hmm. That sucks.
Well, good for you. Good for you. All your hard work is finally paying off.
Yeah, we'll see. And
it's just day in and day out, you're just always on the phone, just trying to promote it, which is like good because it's hard work, but it's just like now it just takes time away from everything else.
Yeah, but you knew what this was.
Yeah, shut up.
You know what this was. Steph, what's going on with you?
It's summertime.
It's our dog's birthday.
It's our dog's birthday.
Dog Pluto, our dog, or Malinois. It's his birthday today.
This is German Shepherd. Chow.
He's
Mix.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. Possibly some
He's a
Malinois in there.
Belgian Shepherd Malinois.
Yeah.
And look at the pictures. It pulls up. It's Pluto right there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's 7.
He's 7 years old, which means he's 49. Right?
Yeah.
Is that true, by the way? Is 1 human year 7 for them? Is that
It's
is
a
that
little
accurate?
it's a little less than 7 years, but yeah, it's accurate.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Science has confirmed it.
Yeah.
We've known about this for a long time.
Yeah, man. And so he's 7. Dumb as a doornail.
No, he's actually really smart. And he acts like an old man. I was like, yeah, I've seen it already in my past life.
Right.
Not dealing
Well,
with
he
this
has
again.
to deal with a 5-year-old Rottweiler that farts all the time. Maybe that's why he's all jaded and shit. But yeah, it's his birthday and it's hot as shit today. We're
Yeah.
recording this on Sunday the 23rd, so it's coming in, man.
Yeah.
The sun wants to kill us.
I went to the pet store and I got him some nice treats.
Yeah.
Got him a nice bone marrow bone. And then, of course, I have to get one for the other dog, too, because then they're going to fight over it.
Yeah. Be a bloodbath.
But yeah, that's their one treat.
Okay. What else is going on?
Just enjoying the summer. I have discovered that we have the ingredients for a blue Hawaiian, so I'm
You've been making those?
I've been making those.
Yeah.
Started playing some PlayStation games.
Excellent.
I'm playing this one. It's called Catherine Full Body. I think it's an older game, but
Uh-huh.
it's about this guy who ends up like cheating on his girlfriend, and then at night he has these nightmares, and so that's when you start game playing, and the nightmares are like puzzles in which he has to get out of them.
Okay.
So that he can survive the night. And it's like a decision-making game. Like how you respond to the characters will change the outcome of the game, kind of, and the personality. And it's like an anime style, but most of the time I'm really just waiting for the puzzle so that I can complete them. I'm not really too invested in the storyline because the dialogue is not great.
Okay.
But I mean, it was a free game. So I'm playing it.
Good enough for Steph.
That is good enough.
Yeah.
An excuse to use my PlayStation 4.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, and I've been trying to get to Grandmaster level status on my Call of Duty mobile game.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm on summer break. So, after, I'm a responsible adult. I go to work and I do my chores. And then I game the rest of the time.
Well, good times. Good for you, Steph.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, what else is there to talk about? There's not much else. I mean, The Boys is back. we already saw what, episode 5?
Episode
you haven't
4.
4
Mhm.
on The Boys on Prime. That's cool.
You know what I'm excited for is not anything that we're particularly watching, but I'm excited for a San Diego trip.
We're going to San Diego next
weekend.
week. Are we going to pod next week? Could we at least give our listeners a heads up on whether or not we're going to pod?
We can do a pod. We can definitely do a pod. We might do one on the road. I'd like to have a big topic about tiki bars because that's the only reason why we're going to San Diego.
You know, our friends Jess and Dan, they're a married couple, and it just seems like anytime we hang out with them, it's because we're going to a tiki bar.
Yes.
It's like the only reason why they would want to hang out with us. What's that about?
Tiki bars are fun.
I guess they are.
And I like how they get so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
It makes it even better. This experience.
You know, the last tiki bar that we went to, do you remember the name of that one? It's in Hollywood that we went to?
The Lucky Tiki.
The Lucky Tiki. It's in like the attic or second floor of what is it? The dog's the hair of the pup, right? Hot dog stand.
Yeah, the hot dog stand.
Hot dogs weren't great, but the tiki place was. Now, the only critique is that I and it's not even a critique, it's just a preference. I would prefer not to sit at the bar because it's hard to talk to each other because you got to like talk.
Well, yeah, everybody's in a line. You can really only talk to one person at a time.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, I'd rather get a table the next time. If we have a preference, I'd prefer a table.
This particular spot was just that small, so they had to sit us where they could.
Yeah, and it was the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had some cool like tiki Hawaiian Elvis inspired drinks.
I like that. Yeah.
They had like a little statue of Elvis, and they put it right next to you when you ordered that particular one.
The garnish was a little bit of banana.
Yeah.
They lit it on fire.
They put some sugar on it, and they didn't light it on fire, but they took a torch to it.
Oh, they torched it.
Yeah, and it was like a what?
Like a caramelized.
There you go.
Banana.
Yeah, it was dope. Yeah.
A lot of fire in those drinks. And I like it.
That'll be $50, please.
We got a bowl.
Yeah.
To share.
Right. We got pretty fucked up. But yeah, all right. We're going to San Diego this weekend, so that should be cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of this tiki bar that we're going to? Do you know?
False Idol.
Interesting. What's special about this one?
I don't know. I haven't been there.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's been Tiki Talk on the Foo Bar Show. Do you want to just? I'm anxious to talk to Milo. It's the first time we have a DJ on the Foo Bar Show after all these years, and if we have, I haven't known about. No, we had a fucking Kristen Nostalgia guy.
Yes.
What's his name? Aaron
Turner.
Turner. Yeah, I forget. Anyway, yeah. What's up, Aaron?
Yeah.
But I there ever since I started learning more and more about like the production side of things, I have a greater appreciation for people who mix, particularly the way that DJs do it and have been doing it. For example, I've become a huge fan of the likes of DJ Cummerbund, where he just mashes like these two songs or more that would never go together and just makes it work. So I'm always interested in talking about that side of things. I've been in a rock band for many, many years. So I've never seen that firsthand, but now getting to meet folks like that and just becoming more aware of the production side of things, which is what we all have in common. Any musician has to produce their shit or has to work with a producer. That's what really has opened my eyes to that side of things. And I've always found that pretty fascinating. So you want to get into it and talk to Milo?
Let's do it.
Cool. Well, on today, we are thrilled to welcome Milo Castillo, a prolific music producer with a storied career. He has some time over at Sony Music and SiriusXM. He's known for his innovative beats and he's been doing it since 1992. He's now making waves, working with Local Music Experience and Marrano Beach Records. Milo, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude. Sorry about the mix-up once again. Now that we're pressing record, we were under the impression you'd be here live in the studio. But honestly, man, you look way better from where you are right now with the crappy lighting that we have in this studio. We're still trying to figure things out, man. Mm-hmm. But Milo, I've known of you for such a long time. Never really had the opportunity to have like a long form conversation with you. So once again, thanks for being on. So tell us about yourself, man. Like you've been doing music for quite a long time now.
Yeah. 1992 is when I started DJing. My oldest brother, he was a DJ and, he really didn't follow into it like too much. He didn't take it too serious. I really liked it and just never really gave up on it. Mm-hmm. And then that's about the late 90s when I wanted to do more with music. And I started producing music, and I used to use this music program called Sonic Foundry. Now, from Sonic Foundry, you can import, your drums and stuff like that, like which like how it does it now.
Yeah.
And Sony bought them out, and then so I had a page on Sonic Foundry with I just post all the music that I'm making, and then Sony Music bought them out, and I had a lot of listeners and downloads from my page, and so they were like, well, you're got a lot of you got fans and stuff like that, downloads, views and stuff like that. And why don't you jump aboard on us, and we'll pay you for what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, and then that's when I just started everything. Just snowballed to everything from Sirius XM radio and all that, and it's beyond grateful.
Yeah, man. And so tell us, what was your what hand did you play over at Sirius XM?
Sirius XM, I was more of the I gave them music because this is when they were based out of LA. They're not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I would give them new music, and then I would do the sound for them.
Okay, nice. What inspired you to start producing music? Like, what was your style? How has your style evolved over the years?
Well, I come from when I was DJing, it was more techno and dance stuff like that. But I just wanted more with music, man. I just couldn't get enough of it. Yeah. And people such as yourself, man, it's just we can all learn from each other. For the genres of music, like the way you guys do changes in your music, your bridges, and your guitar tones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot from you guys, and it's just great, and it's just evolved. The last thing I put together was a dark wave track, so it just evolves, and I just appreciate everybody as my friends, learning from them.
Yeah. So recently you've been working, and I imagine now it's been a few years, but you've been collaborating with Local Music Experience. How did that start?
That's actually my brother.
Okay.
My brother Ray. This is how it actually started. We were in Bourbon Street in downtown Fullerton.
Uh-huh.
And he just got out of the Army, and we're bar hopping, and he was like, I want live music. I want to go see a band. And I was like, that sounds cool. But there was no apps. There was no nothing. It was just you just walk by different places, and then hopefully there'll be a band.
Yeah.
And so my brother was like, you know what? I'm going to get an app going. And it's just going to be who's playing where and when and all that kind of stuff. And then from there, it did pretty good. And then he started promoting different, because some of the bands were reaching out saying, hey, I'm going to be here, can you repost?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, it just blew up, man. And it's awesome. It's been awesome. We're doing shows. He'll be out in Palm Springs next weekend, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
And it's just all live music, man. And it's all you guys. And it's great.
Yeah. How do you approach those collaborations with those other artists that you kind of invite to, or even just end up playing over at Local Music Experience?
I go to their shows and become friends with them, and it's like I was saying, I learn from them, and it's just I've talked about with you too. I wanted to work on a track with you for a while.
Yeah.
And it's just something I want to do, man. I want to do more. I want to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
I want to know everything.
Well, I'm game, man. Just let me know. You've been doing this for such a long time now. What advice would you give to a budding DJ or anybody that's into music? Obviously you've had some success. You've seen some really cool times. You're still doing it after all these years. What would you say to somebody who's maybe maybe I'm not good enough, or should I even start?
No, get out there and do it. Get out there and do that. And then, as a matter of fact, the DJ Deadmau5, he's a big dude, right?
Yeah.
The big supporter EDM guy. He got into EDM music like that because of that one song, Everybody Wants to Rule the World,
Uh-huh.
the 80s song.
Yeah.
He thought that was a cool song. And then he was like, you know what? I want to make music. And ever since then, look at him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I just enjoy it. Everything about it, man.
Well, with everything that's been happening with the changes in the music industry, you sent me a clip. Matter of fact, I'll start the topic with just playing the clip. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. Here we go.
That this thing is going to last forever the way it is, you're absolutely sadly mistaken. AI DJs are coming to take your jobs. They are going to get booked. There are going to be permanent residences in clubs, and there's going to be a complete shift in how people party and listen to DJ music. Now, I say that to say,
okay,
the shift will then have a complete other side to it.
But there's always a counter
There's
shift to the shift.
There's a revolution. There's a rebellion. And you know what's going to blow up? And I hope you save this so that in 5 years you go, man, Walsh was right. Are you ready? Live music.
Yeah. So I mean, he makes a lot of sense, and I gotta say, yesterday, me and my band, we did this thing. They're called Bandwidth XM, I believe, over at Den Studios here in Upland, California. And so the lights, the LED wall behind us, we're doing like an alternate version for our music video for our new song that just came out, and all of that was put together by AI. So even like live music production from not the band, but like everything that happens around the band, that is now going to be directed and managed by AI, just based on what we experienced yesterday. Now, based on this clip that we just heard, DJs, that I think that would probably be impacted the most, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. There's another thing that's going to happen as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is with the whole COVID thing, everybody, obviously the clubs are closed and all that, and the people with the DJs streaming music. And so the way it works is like if you're a DJ, the program that you use to mix, you pay monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can use the program, whatever. And now, since COVID is over, all these record labels are like, well, you guys are playing our music and we're not getting any of that now.
Yeah.
And which is fair. I see both sides of this. So I was like, I get it. And so now for the DJ thing is you're going to have to pay for what you're playing,
mm-hmm.
and which is cool for you guys, which is awesome. But at the same time, a lot of people are not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, and it's funny you bring that up in the software that people use, even just basic like music production software. Like I use Logic because I have a Mac, so
that's the best.
Yeah, it's really good. But now this new version of Logic, well, it's been a couple versions of it now where the mastering is automatic. You just press a button and it masters the track for you using their kind of like AI engine. And it's almost perfect. I mean, you can tweak it a little bit more just, for, if you want to add a little salt and pepper to it. But it's pretty much good to go. And even like DistroKid has a service now where if you upload a track, it could like master it for you if you pay a fee. So even like people who specialize in mastering music, that's kind of out the window, I guess, in the next few years.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these places, what you're talking about, because the last one I went through was, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll be dead honest with you. The last song I released, I didn't master it because I was too lazy, and I used a Lander website. And what it does, it just runs it through and just compresses all the file, just compresses and it makes it sound really loud and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, they automatically sent it to Spotify, YouTube, and all that for $10. So it's like, why not?
Right. And I think that the recording industry, the engineers, whether or not it's a mixing engineer or a mastering engineer, I'm seeing them also flip the script in that when I see them advertise their services as to come let us teach you how to mix and master, they're prefacing their entire pitch with, we're going to teach you how to master first so that the mixing kind of just falls into place as you mix. It's kind of weird because I've never heard of that approach before, but I guess it kind of makes sense, especially nowadays when mastering is almost automatic.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's crazy. Yep. But how has AI impacted you personally? Has it helped you? What's your actual personal perspective?
You know what? In Vegas, the last time I was in Vegas, I DJ'd at Tao, and there was one on my way when I was walking over there, dude. So I'm walking to the club, and no, where was it? I was staying at Planet Hollywood. I was staying at Planet Hollywood, and I was on my way over there to Tao. And then so I'm walking by in my casino, and there's this big line, and I'm like, what the heck is this big line for, right? So I'm walking, just kind of curious, and I turn the corner, see what it is, and it's that AI robot making drinks, dude. And yeah, it was a big old line, and I'm like, dude, this guy, like, you guys are in line for this, like, really? And like, he's giving you the right portions, you know, and not doubling them up. And I'm like, it's ridiculous. But when I went to Tao, and then we were talking about it, I was telling the guys about that, and then exactly what you just said. It's just like they were talking about bringing in an AI DJ during the week so they can keep the club open during the week.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take people's jobs, man. It is. It really is. Unless you have one of those big names like Deadmau5 and all those guys, you're clear. But I mean, for the regular guy, just like the residential DJs and stuff like that, they coming.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, there are two sides to this coin. You know, I when I think of AI, at least from my 10-year-old vision, like when I was a little kid, and I imagined like robots were going to be around, like doing shit for us 24/7, that they would just be, you know, our servants. And right now it's like, but if we're gonna get there, if we're gonna be like the Jetsons and have like our own robot in the house, it just feels like the only way that could be possible is for it to all happen at once. This whole thing where it's just kind of creeping up on us, it's a little creepy, because it could turn into, you don't know what it's gonna turn into. It could turn into Terminator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Skynet.
I was just talking to Steph about this the other day. Steph, you had thoughts.
Skynet. It's happening.
Yeah,
I've been telling everybody for years, and they never believe me. It's just slowly taking over. But, you know, in regards to the AI sort of being more incorporated, I did go to a club a couple months ago where a DJ could not make it, and he pre-recorded his set, and so they just projected him on a screen. And that was the first time I saw that. I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah. It's not as interactive.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the hype wasn't there compared to when there was a real DJ in front of, but like, it was the first time I saw that, like, in person.
I mean, you see it all the time on Twitch. You can just do that at home.
Right. But it was just different.
But I'm not going to lie, about 90% of those live DJs at events, they're pre-recorded. They're just standing up there. Yeah, I ruined it. And the way you can tell is the visuals. When the visuals match up to the music, yeah, it's a dead giveaway.
Funny you bring that up too, because like I was saying earlier, with my experience over at that one studio where everything around us was AI generated, there's this new thing called Maestro DMX, and they're not a sponsor, but you know, you can look it up. Maestro DMX, and what it is that you can hook that up to your mixer, whatever's cranking out your music, right? And it'll automatically do the light show in real time, synced up to anything that takes a DMX cord, any light fixture that you have on your truss or on your shit, and it just does it in live. It's like $800. Anybody could get it, and you know, now somebody can say, "Oh, I'm not pre-recorded. Those lights were AI." Yeah.
Negative. Not in those big ones. Only because if you're a big name DJ and you're at this big event, you are not allowed to screw up, because everybody is looking at your cameras.
I see.
So that's why they're like, you know what? I can't afford to screw up because I don't want to be on everybody's TikTok. So it's everything pre-recorded. Yeah. I mean, how many? And you guys on stage, like people come up to you guys all the time, just like with the guitar and like, you know, filming you guys and all that. How many like videos have you seen, like guys behind the decks filming the DJs? You know, they don't, because they're not allowed to, because they told them nobody back here.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. Well, damn, man, you ruined it.
Secrets out, man. Secrets are out.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing, this whole AI thing. Part of me loves it. Part of me is scared of it. It's made, like, in my office job, it's made my job a little easier. That the whole Chat GPT, you know, I just give it a query and it gives me something to chew on, and then I edit it from there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It could turn on us at any second.
It's back to what she was saying. It's the same thing, man. It's just like they had those two robots. Remember when they had their own? They started talking their own language.
Yeah,
that's right.
About that, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then they shut them down because they were like, okay, that's enough. I think we did too much.
And I could be wrong, and because this is all hearsay. Somebody told me this. I didn't read this anywhere, but they said that what they were talking about is how would be the most efficient way to get rid of humans or some shit like that. Is what they were saying to each other. Yeah, weird.
I don't know. I don't think it was that deep.
No?
But it was like something like very profound, like only a human would kind of think of. Was it Watson?
Well, Watson was the first one.
I think they had, but they had shut it down.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not around anymore?
I don't know. I thought he was like on Jeopardy at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe they brought him back.
I don't know. But yeah, man. So a lot of this topic isn't going away. It's
not.
It's now you have dogs that are going to be patrolling that are AI, that robot dogs.
That's right. Hey, you know what? I got a question for you, as a matter of fact, about this all AI stuff.
Yeah.
So you can actually go on your computer and type in and tell them to make a song and all this kind of stuff. What do you think about that? Like using like Johnny Cash's song or vocals and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Part of me likes it because you can do a lot of parody from it. Like we've been playing these like what if Johnny Cash sang I like big butts? Yeah. Like that's funny. I like that. But because people know it's parody. But like when somebody tries to do it in a legit way and say this is like this new artist, but it's really an AI robot. That's a little troubling. I think that it has to be specifically labeled, but I mean, who's policing that?
Yeah, exactly. I agree, because you can just like just make me an alternative song, know, and then it'll come out, and then obviously there's no copyright for that. No, there's nothing for it, and he can just be like, "Oh, this is my song," and you're right.
Yeah,
that is kind of cool.
And there's nobody policing it right now. It's just in good faith. I mean, now within the last few months, YouTube, when you upload something to YouTube, there's now a little box that you have to check: was any of this generated through AI? But I'm just like, but how would they know? You just have to be honest about it at this point,
Yeah, I mean, if they catch you lying, were they going to ban you for like 30 days or something?
Or just take out the video that you uploaded? I don't know. I don't know what would happen there, but it's an interesting topic, man. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Now, if you're asking me, like these bands that are coming out, that everything that if they're the ones playing the music in the studio, but that's cool. But what if what they're playing was created by an AI that they're just covering now? Yeah, that's a little troubling because how legit are they? But in the same kind of wavelength, are they going to be able to keep that up? Are they going to, or is this band going to be switching genres because they're just fucking with the AI all the time? I don't know.
Probably.
How consistent can they really be? I don't know.
I've been to a couple of places and I've seen different bands, mostly electronic kind of style. There's just a dude with a laptop and a microphone and a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. I mean, if it's cool, but I mean, all right. It's just like, you would need like the whole, like I've like never really been in a band like you, but like you would need like feed off the energy from your band members, right?
It absolutely helps. You're feeding off of that energy. It's difficult, and I'll say this, man. For a while, for a few months, it was just me and my drummer, and we're like, we got to get out there, and so we had the backtracks. We had the bass. Through backtrack, and we even had guitar through backtrack, and we've since gotten some band members now, but those we play to a click, so it's all gravy, we're all in but it's really hard when it's just me and my drummer, because I would consistently have to look back just so I can kind of feel that connection with him. It's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But having a couple of guys on either side of me, it's way more fun for me, that's for sure. I would prefer that over just playing to a few backtracks. I mean, a pinch will do it, but I don't know. It's different. I gotta burn more calories putting on a show, all just by myself, you know?
Yeah. So let me ask you, as for me, like when I do the whole DJ thing in like festivals, like hundreds of people, and it's great. I love it. But if I get in a small venue, I buckle like crazy. I just don't like it because I just feel like everybody's staring at me. I can't do it, man. How do you guys do it?
You know, it's just muscle memory at this point. It's, you know, if you're not nervous before starting, there's something wrong with you. I think everybody should be nervous. There should be a little bit of those butterflies happening. But I think for me,
the big shows or the small shows?
With any show. what was it? I mean, it's muscle memory for me at this point. I've been doing it so often for so long. It's just like I know what to do. I know how to do it. You know, but a part of me is nervous for those first couple songs. But it's hard to answer that question because every small venue is a little different. Because some won't even, like, you're on stage and you can't even see the people in the crowd because the lighting is just trash. You know, so you don't know who you're playing to. In some ways, that could be helpful. In some ways, you're just like, oh, what are they, you know, are they talking shit? I don't know. Do they even like this? Especially when they don't respond to the first couple songs, you know. They're still trying to get to know you. But, yeah, I mean, what about the small shows for you are like completely different from those larger stages?
I just get nervous, dude. I get like nervous like 10 times worse. It's just I guess because like I can actually look and then they can look at me, and it's just like I get really nervous about that.
Is it because you're like in the same, like you're at eye level with them kind of thing?
Pretty much, dude. Yeah, pretty much.
I can see that.
Because up there, it's just you can't really see anything. It's just like all you see is smoke and lights, and which is cool. It's like I don't look out that much anyways. But in a smaller venue, dude, like they don't have that.
Yeah.
So I get nervous.
Especially when they got the low ceilings and everything. And you know what sucks is when the bartenders complain about how they can't hear the orders coming in. That always pisses me off. It's like, well, why do you have bands then? Like, that's just me.
What's your favorite show you ever played at?
That's a good question. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite because there's a few that are tied, but I think one of the more fun shows that I've ever played was what's that place in Corona, Steph? We played with those other metal bands not long ago.
Oh man, I forgot the name of it.
Yeah,
it was like a festival.
It was like a little fest type with a bunch of SoCal metal bands. We were the only like alternative rock band there, and we always tease the crowd when we're in that situation. We're like, we're the Justin Bieber of the set today. But fuck, it's in Corona. I wish I remembered the name of the place. But anyway,
Silver Lakes.
What's that?
Silver Lakes?
No.
I don't know.
No. Damn, it's gonna bug me. But anyway, that's a good one. I mean, playing the fair is cool, but they always stick us in an early set where there's nobody there. The stage is dope, and people working the sound, they're awesome to work with, and they make us sound great. But I mean, those are fun just from a technical perspective, not because you're trying to make people dance because nobody's there yet. But yeah, what about you? What have been your favorite venues?
My favorite one, I'd have to go EDC only because it's in Vegas and I love Vegas.
Yeah.
I like gambling. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't go
I
wrong.
think in early days, the EDC was great. Now it's just go do drugs and get hammered. And it's not as about the music how it used to be.
You know,
but it's still cool.
I want to say that about Coachella as well, but maybe that's just me getting older. I don't know. I'm not interested anymore.
I have interesting things about Coachella, by the way.
Oh yeah, what about
it? Coachella was, it's the big music thing. It's supposed to be superstars and stuff like that. Really cool things.
Sure.
Then, they gradually started going to like local stuff, which is kind of cool. It was great. But then it got to the point these days, I won't say his name. He used to work for K-Rock and other radio stations. And he was like, it's not the same anymore. The people who run it don't care. They just want the money. That's why there's always the shortage of water, and then the bathrooms, they don't have that many, and everything's overpriced because they don't care. They just want the ticket sales. That's all they want now. So it's not the same anymore.
Yeah. It did take a turn. My very first experience at Coachella was in 2007. That's when Rage Against the Machine got back together. They headlined that weekend. Amazing weekend. Everybody, it felt rather free. Like and everything wasn't so overpriced. And then I went back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, and things started to change. Like it was a different vibe. Like security was a little tougher on everybody. Like a water was super, like $8 to $10 just for water. And from there on out, like every experience after that was just been okay. All right, there's some white collars in the background that are just really sticking it to us at this point. Like nobody seems to care.
That's all it is, man. They already made the name for themselves, so now like people are going to pay no matter what they charge now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's the world we live in now, and now AI is going to take them out. But yeah, dude.
Are you guys signed with the label?
Say what?
Are you guys signed with the label?
No, we're still independent.
Good. That way.
At a certain point, we might, it would be a good problem to have if we have a label not knocking at our door. But what's your opinion on that?
Well, back in 2004, me and my friend Adam, he was from Capitol Records, and this is when I was at Sirius XM, and then we were talking, we were hanging out, and we were like, you know what? Let's do start a record label. And we were like, cool, let's do it. So we did it, and then I was recording bands out of my garage, and it was cool, but my friend Adam was more of the business guy. I did it because it's like, I enjoy helping people. Like, you don't got a lot of money, you're in a band, I'll help you out. I'll record your band, master them, I'll give them to you.
Yeah.
It's cool. But he kind of threw everything out. And what happened was I recorded this one band that we're going to go play in Mexico. So I recorded the band, and he goes, hey, can I get a copy so we can play, listen to it? So I was like, yeah. And then so my friend Adam called me later, and he's like, you know what, press it out, but don't give him the high CD quality. And I'm like, why? And he goes, just don't. I'm like, okay. So I give it to him, and he goes out and he does his tour in Mexico, and he calls me, the singer, and he's like, hey man, it sounds like crap, dude. Like, it's not even CD quality. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I just pressed it. Adam told me to press it and all that. And he goes, why the hell am I paying you guys? And I'm like, oh. Adam was pocketing everything. I didn't know anything about getting money or anything like that.
Oh.
So he was doing everybody over. And when it came down to it, I was like, Adam, you screwed up. This is not how it was supposed to go, and blah, blah, blah. And he was starting to tell me about record labels. He's like, all it takes is one person in your band to quit being lazy and go out there and book your stuff. And you don't need a record label, man. Of course it's cool, but you know what? You're going to be playing with the same bands you're already playing with. He goes, if you want to do festivals, man, you have to put your time in it. Just keep going and keep going and keep going. You don't rely on anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's just like I'm not a big record label guy.
Yeah. From my perspective, and just based on everything, the friends that I've had, the acquaintances that I've spoken to over the years, the whole record label game has changed pretty dramatically over the last 30 years. I mean, at this point, the reason you want a record label is because it's somebody who it's like a bank. Like, you can borrow money from that bank, and you got to pay it back. They could probably get you connections with some people in the industry. There's that side of things that you probably wouldn't otherwise have. So, but again, if you're pounding the pavement and you're busting your ass to try to do those things yourself, sure. But yeah, I think a lot of people see the record label as like the shortcut to the industry, but a lot of people end up just being in debt at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't know how to do it right, or if they're just irresponsible with the agreement.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a sticky situation, and that's why I said it would be it'd be a good problem to have if we have people interested in us, because now we have a conundrum. Like, is this even worth it at this point?
Yep.
So that's where I'm coming from with it. I've heard too many horror stories, and so yeah, we're super cautious with that kind of thing.
I mean, there's contracts out there if you guys sign with the record labels. It's like, get a lawyer, dude, because I've seen people like in bands, you sign over everything of your music, and you can't even play your own damn music because it belongs to them.
Yeah,
and all your streams go straight to them.
Yep. And then it's just shelved somewhere. Like, they're not even promoting it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just locked out of your own stuff. It sucks.
So the first time I was in movie soundtrack, I was I forgot what movie it was. It was Sin City. That's right. It was Sin City. And so what happened was they were like, okay, we're going to use this song. We're going to give you 18 months of royalties on the plays and downloads and stuff like that, with the sales. I was like, cool, awesome. Then they didn't release it till I think 6 months before that contract was over.
Okay.
So that's how they get you, man. Like, they'll hold you, like you said, they'll put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then afterward, then they'll release it and be like, oh, well, this is what you got.
Yeah. It's tricky, man. Yeah, you got to lawyer up and just be.
Yeah, you have to. You literally have to.
Yeah. Well, man. Well, this was a cool conversation, man. It's funny. I like to speak with different types of musicians, people who have seen things in the industry, and those who have been exposed to just all kinds of shit out there. And that's why I do this podcast too. I like making acquaintances and bringing people on and talking to them about it. And it's kind of eye opening, especially for the little guy. Some people get like really gung ho about I want to get signed to a label, I want to become famous, but that doesn't happen to everybody. In fact, some people end up just doesn't work out for them. They just they get put in the basement.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
True.
But hey, we got to talk about a time where we can make another kickback, and you can swing by and we can talk about this further and maybe play some board games and shit.
I'm in. Let's do it.
All right, well, Milo. Now you said that I think before we pressed record, you don't really have anything up right now as far as anything that you've produced. But is there something that we should look out for in the near future?
Actually, I am putting it together, like a dark wave kind of album together. But when I finish that, I'll definitely get that to you.
Yeah, man, I want to check that out. And let me know if you want to collab, man. That sounds real interesting.
I would love to collab, dude. Yeah, I would love that. That'd be great, actually. Yeah.
All right. Well, is there any any website that you want to throw out there, an Instagram, just so people can find you?
Just the Instagram, just Milo Castillo 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sweet, man. Well, Milo, thanks so much for being on the show.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys.
All right,
you guys
brother.
are awesome.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Later, dude.
All right.
Bye. Well, that was that.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very cool conversation. I like those, man. I like those AI conversations. Everybody's internally divided. Like, everybody has two opinions to this kind of thing, right?
Right. I feel like it's something we're going to have to learn to work with.
Oh, we don't have a choice. It's coming.
Yeah, but
it's
some people are still like fighting it like, no, I'm never going to work with AI. And you just can't, because a lot of the things that you're already working with have incorporated AI already.
Like the Meta fucking AI. That's annoying as shit, by the way. Have you used it?
Do you remember Clippy?
That's pretty much what they've reinvented.
That's what it is.
It's Clippy. It follows you.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned it here once before, where I tried to search for something on Instagram using Meta.
Yeah.
And I spelled it wrong or backed out of it or whatever. And it followed me on screen. It's like, did you forget your search?
No, bitch.
No, I purposely clicked away from it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely something that we got to get used to. I like watching the whole Google thing, like their AI. I forget what it's called, but people will know what I'm talking about. Where like, if you search for something, it'll give like an AI amalgamation of everything on the internet that Google can search for on that topic, and kind of give you like what that topic has to say.
Yeah.
But it's been like really shitting the bed these last couple weeks.
It's going to be tweaked because the engineers are working on it, or AI will work on itself. Whichever comes first.
Yeah.
And Skynet is slowly approaching, and I've been saying it for years. And each year we get a little bit closer to it.
Right.
But, believe what you want to believe.
Well, yeah. However, do you think it's going to be so violent like it has been in all the sci-fi movies that we've seen?
No, they're playing the passive-aggressive game, for sure. That's what's going to happen.
Let's see. We've got Terminator. We've got The Matrix. We've got Brainiac in the DC comics.
Yeah, but you're talking like that's way in the future, or like I think the timeline between when AI started in their universe and by the time, Armageddon hit, it was the spans of like a few decades. It wasn't as fast as you think it was.
Battlestar Galactica.
Uh-huh.
What else? I mean, they've all been rather violent. But anyway, what's creepy is that, at a certain point, they're going to start to look like us. You wouldn't be able to distinguish them. Kind of like in Battlestar Galactica.
They're just going to wear the skin.
Yeah. Skinwalkers. Yeah, man, that's creepy as shit.
Well, this turned into a nightmare.
It didn't. It did, didn't it? Anywho, Steph, what else you got?
I think that'll do it for me for this episode. I think we had a pretty good one.
Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. I think that's going to do it. So go fuck yourselves. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show, and a special thanks to you, Foos, to subscribe, rate, review, and share the pod with your fellow Foos. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our Instagram and TikTok at Foo Bar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com, and we'll foo it up like a couple of Foos. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, I can't do it. Don't be a dick!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Push this button, a coworker dies, but you get $100.
I can't do it, man.
No, you're too good. Hey, Shante.
Yeah.
Push this button and a coworker dies, but you get $100.
Okay, do I get to pick the coworker?
Nope.
No, man, I don't have to pass.
No, you're a good dude. Hey, Dave, push this button and a coworker dies. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was supposed to be push this button and a coworker dies, but you get $100. Okay. Wow, I guess I owe you $100.
It's never about the money.
Okay.
Mike?
Yeah.
Give the button.
The
button.
Oh.